Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It is October 24th, 2018. Today is a gift. Let's make it our best. It's time to trade and put your skills to the test. Economic reports before the bell at 7 a.m., NBA mortgage applications at 9 a.m., housing price index. After the bell, 9:45, market manufacturing PMI, 10 a.m., Bank of Canada monetary policy report, and new home sales month over month. At 10:30, we're going to have the petroleum status report, and at 11:15, we're going to have the Bank of Canada press conference. FOMC member Bullard will be speaking at 11:30, and at 1 p.m., 5-year note auction, and FOMC member Bostic will be speaking, as well as FOMC member Mester. Then we're going to have the beige book at 2 p.m. Trend biases to the prior day: bearish ES, NASDAQ, Dow, and Russell. Overnight is neutral, all four indexes. On the shorter term time frame, we are bearish all four indexes. Midterm and longer time frame, we have the same. On Tuesday, after the bell, or yesterday, we had a few earnings. But really, guys, Thursday of this week, so tomorrow after the bell, is going to be the big movers: Amazon, Google, and Intel. So, gear up for that. That could really impact the markets. For our previous day's summary in the S&P 500, blow this up here. The bell-to-bell high of the prior day, 27.54.75. The bell-to-bell low down at 26.92 quarter. Settlement was 27.46 quarter. We're bumping right up against that. And then value area high, 27.44 half. Value area low, 27.03 quarter. The point of control comes in at 27.14 half. And the European close 27.13 half. Volume on the session was 2,770,000 contracts. Overnight high 27.50, overnight low 27.19 quarter, which is right at the level I was looking for 27.19 in last night's video. So we'll go over that and talk about why I was looking for that level here in a moment. For our floor trader pivot point support and resistance levels, guys, R4A all the way up at 28.71 quarter, R3 28.32 half, R2 27.93, R1 27.70, the pivot point 27.31, S1 coming in at 27.07 half, S2 26.68 half, and S3 26.45, S4A 26.21 quarter, and S4B 25.82 half. For our 10-day range analysis, guys, range expansion on the prior day, 62.5 points, bell to bell trading session. The entire session at 65.25. Overnight 49.25. First hour 31.25. Our medians were all below those levels, so we did have some range expansion because it was a gap down of like 40 points, followed up by a reversal. So it's pretty intense. Let's see here. You can see these markets just continue to trend lower on that higher time frame, guys. Over the prior day, the Nasdaq and Dow basically tied for best performance. Still both down over the last 5 days. The Dow is performing the best. The Russell just has been clobbered, down 4.3%, and over a 10-day and 15 as well as 20-day period. The Russell was the market that led our way lower. So something to keep in mind as we rally, that Russell is the weaker one. If you are looking for something to sell into, I would choose the Russell. Let's take a look. Now, I do want to actually start with oil. Just because yesterday we got below this significant level that I was looking for. And sometimes when we push below these levels on the daily, oil was just a absolute slaughter fest. I think it was the biggest move down in at least a few weeks, maybe even a few months. That move yesterday was, let's see, that is the wrong candle. We had $3.92 move to the downside. And I'm trying to, let's see, this day right here on, yeah, that was the last time we had that type of a move down, was in July. So it's been a few months since we've had that aggressive of selling. And then even before that, there's not another bar on this chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, that's bigger. So that's the second biggest move down in the entire year. So I do want to, I mean, there's a lot of exciting things going on, but I want to talk about oil because that was the second biggest move going down. Now, yesterday, guys, I'm going to go back out to the weekly chart. We had this extension from the high of the 31st of July of 2017 to high. This traded once to target. You can see that draw I have currently on my screen, that 76.69 is actually the current high where we rotated down from. That same anchor new high has had participation on its 38% retracement before, and yesterday that's where we ran into that same anchor new high, 38% retracement. 66.79 was that level. And then I also went down to, I need to go, I think, let's see here, might have to back out to a 90-day hour chart to show you guys this this level of green support. So let me extend my time here. Basically, where we broke out from, going back here, this is the beginning of that move that goes back to the 21st of August. This rally is what we retested and actually found support. Now, the level I was looking for yesterday, it was in yesterday's video. I said, as we break down, we were $1 above that level going into the open. We were trading like 67, I think we were trading 67, 66 going into the open when I was talking. We broke down a full buck. There was no bid. Instead, we got submerged below that 66.79. But sometimes when the selling pressure is so heavy, we'll break below those levels. And then, as soon as we get back above, then they'll act as support here again. You can see in the overnight session, we have been getting bid. We do have oil inventories here today. There is an extension from the low of Thursday to low, but I am anticipating this to break. And if it does, I would honestly like to see us come and rally all the way to like this full halfway back short. Well, there'll be a couple of resistance levels above. First thing I'm going to do is just mark up the leg starts that we have here. And then really the more important one would be this one at the top of the range, 66.59. But I'm just going to mark up all of these leg starts here above. If we can break through this extension. If we hold this extension, we will continue lower. And then really my next major support is 64.32 and 63.67. And I have alerts set at both of those levels. Those would be the only levels I'd be interested in to the downside. So that's all I have here for oil. Go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. Now, this is from last night's video, guys. Hopefully you watched it. If you did, you had a trade good for 90 points in the overnight session. So yesterday's support level was 70.55 from last night's video, guys. We traded that in the overnight session. We have rallied 90 points to the most recent high. This is going to be potentially coming into play again, guys. It's a simple halfway back long from the Tuesday low to high. We did make a marginal new high in the overnight session, however, continue to hold that full 50% retracement. Upside targets is going to be 72.15. That lines up with this resistance level I have. So I would be very cautious for longs above that zone. The 72.15, we're going to have a completion and a resistance level. I'm going to set an alert there. If we get up there, look for potential reversals. Still focusing on the 70.55 half support level. I don't want to be more aggressive than that. Unfortunately, it already traded in the overnight session, so we would be in a second test scenario moving into the day. All right, so but watch those levels. I got them highlighted, and then below still that full halfway back for the year, guys, that we came off of. That's the 69.46. For the Dow, Let's see here if we even, yep. So this was, once again, this was my level here, guys. We retested. It was a really technical and overnight session. Anytime I come into the morning and we traded off the levels I was anticipating, I mean, we're talking, I had resistance at 25,298. We just ran into that, getting some rejection. My support level was 25,027. As a reminder, these are videos I do upload for the members of the Discord every single day, so check them out at night. If you get a chance to check the markets before bed or whatever, sometimes I do them at 3, sometimes a little later. But this full halfway back for the year, guys, 25,027. We bounced off this again. This trade has traded now 4 times, and if you were to trade Nadex, so far 3 days in a row that it's finished. This would be the 4th day. We have closed above that level. So just continue to watch this level, this 25,027. When we start breaking below is when we're in trouble, guys, but I'm not anticipating that to happen right now, but when it does, we can look for further downside targets. For gold, I was anticipating a move down to 1227. We did not quite get that. We did come basically to the bottom in the beginning of this move higher here and have caught a pretty nice rebound. I see now that I'm looking at this that my draw is off anyway. I still want to look at that level. It is basically 1227.3. Otherwise, if we break above, really I would look for a break above the high of the overnight session before I'd be willing to buy a pullback, and that's all the way up to 1236.5. So if we break above 1236.5, I'd look for an intraday pullback. Otherwise, still looking for 1227.3 here in GC. For the S&P 500, overnight support level came in at 27.19, and of course the low of the day was 27.19 quarter. So did not quite, actually let me double check that. Yeah, 27.19 quarter. Did not quite get that level to trade, but that's okay. There was plenty of other things. What I want to be aware of, guys, of where I think we're going for topside resistance, 27.85 half. That's the same anchor new low sequence, 38% retracement. It's a really important level that I'll be paying attention to moving forward. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete this. What I would watch, even though I believe it did break here in the overnight session, the low of the prior day too high, that is going to be 27.31 half. 27.31 half. And then also, guys, this 27.38, once again, that's the halfway back for the year. If there's any type of continuation, some people call this a dead cat bounce. Some people call that a dead cat bounce. They usually say that dead cat bounces last 1.5 to 2 days. So this would be day 2. So I would still look at that 27.38 full halfway back as a potential level for us to close above. And then for the Russell, guys, weakest market, this is the last one. I would look long here today. The only thing that would interest me is basically a retest of lows or this green line. Like, I would not even really be looking. The Russell's the last thing I'll trade it alongside, so I'm just going to leave longs out of the equation here because it's the weakest market. Why would you trade long in the weakest market? You tell me, because I don't know the answer to that. 1559 major upside resistance. To me, that's a trade that you can start waiting for. 1559 and 1578, you can start waiting for those trades, preparing for that. That's where I would look for. And then let me go over a couple of currencies here. USD CAD, guys, it's gonna have the most news. There's like a bunch of red star news events for the CAD here this morning that we're gonna want to watch. There is this extension that was same anchor new high a bunch of times. It's like once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This would be the 5th time we've been front run. I would really only be interested right now in that 50% retracement at 130.46. But this is going to be really, really volatile. There's also a upside target at 131.38 that could complete and see a rejection. So pay attention to the CAD here. This thing's going to be flying today with those economic reports. See, we just went to the top side of this resistance level here in the yen. Not really interested in too much there. Great Britain pound USD has broken down into a new low. I can't even get this thing to pull back into a level that I want it to retrace down into. This sequence here, it was like, I think there was an extension or something in here. I'd have to probably go back down that once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Yeah, I guess there was the same anchor new low extension. Downside targets 128.72. Nothing I want to do right now unless we come down to a same anchor new low after a completion. So I'll wait for that completion of 128.72 and then debate my next move for this Great Britain pound USD. USD CHF off of a same anchor new high, targets 99.96. Let's set an alert there. Nothing in the AUD USD. Euro completes halfway back short, so that means we do have a next potential setup. I would look at the high of the week too low. High of the week too low. You can see we completed that profit target. I'm going to remove these previous levels of support that we have broken down through. The high of Monday, Sunday to the low gives us a 50% retracement at 114.64. Lines up with the area we broke down from. Really like that trade location. Setting an alert, bringing my sell box down, and I will wait for that. And then, yeah, so that's really all I got for currencies. I'll share these levels, guys. As a reminder, all of these levels are shared in the MLT Morning Trade Plan, and you can rewatch this video once I am done with it. I know one thing today, and that's none of us won the lottery, and that's why we're here. So I guess we're going to have to continue working. But everybody have a fantastic day. If you enjoy this content, please give the video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you're serious about learning to trade and being taught by me or any of the educators at Major League Trading, check out our courses and let me know if you guys have any questions. For those of you guys who are part of the membership, I will see you guys in the Discord and post the live stream link there. Take care, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later.